Hey, it's time to condition my hair. If you haven't washed your hair yet, you better go now. Yes, honey, we want the consistency. If it means every 3 days, 5 days, once a week or twice a month, at least try to be consistent with your cleansers. And sometimes it's just wonderful to clarify and detox this goodness of hair. So let's condition my hair, hooray! How do I condition my hair on a regular basis? I just rotate between regular conditioners, moisturizing conditioners, and deep conditioners with different formulations. Sounds confusing? Okay, let me explain again. Every week I use a different conditioner. Yes, do you have to? No, but I love to give my hair a little bit of everything. Now, will I be doing this forever? No. These days I'm doing more to do-it-yourself masks, which will bind everything I want inside my hair together, which will eliminate this rotation of conditioners because I've got one formulation that does it all. I will later come back to this because I'm doing this voiceover the 31st of May, so tomorrow will be June. As you already saw, I'm using the Innocence Hydrating Cream Conditioner, which is a moisturizing conditioner made with all the goodness of ingredients you can find around. For example, aloe vera gel, flaxseed oil, coconut oil, soybean oil, cocoa butter, and shea butter, to name a few. My hair was clarified, but it wasn't feeling like it needed a moisturizing deep treatment mask. Since my hair was already detangled before shampoo as part of my pre-poo routine, I was only focusing on working the conditioner in with the aim to not disturb the curl clumping. As always, no matter what I use, I do the same motions of emulsifying the products in my hands. I then apply the products throughout my entire hair first before I smooth my hair down in sections. When would be the best time to section your hair after you've washed your entire hair open? Well, it makes sense to do it after you smoothed the products to your entire hair and have added water to weigh your hair down and to distribute the conditioner even further. I usually don't section my hair anymore, but if you're having difficulties, part your hair in 5 or 7 to 9 sections. You always want to also section the middle crown because this is usually the part where you and I get impatient and get breakage. So make sure to do an extra section in the middle. As always, when you detangle your hair with a brush, start from the ends to the roots and finger detangle first, so that you don't cause extra breakage by ripping knotted hair strands out on healthy hair strands. Smoothing is my true and one and only best friend. And while I feel some of the natural curl clumping from the roots of my scalp filling me with joy, I'm kind of annoyed at the same time. Why? Because as you can see, the definition that was all over my head before is slightly vanishing. It's not, so the conditioner isn't enhancing my hair. And trust me, I've tried out a lot during all these years. Most conditioners usually don't enhance the curl clumping in my hair. It doesn't matter the price tag. It doesn't matter how, clean and green or how cheap the product is. Conditioners usually don't do this inside my hair. And I could be spending 3 hours, working the conditioner in. Still, it won't do what I want the conditioner to do. And I find it super frustrating. Imagine I would take a brush at this moment. Yep, my hair won't jump back into clumping positions. It will just afro out into cotton candy business. And this is where most of us with this hair surface struggle a lot, because we are always, flashed with all these pictures of juicy, big, loosely curls that take the brush glide it through with conditioner, and then you see, the hair strands jumping back into juicy positions. But our hair strands aren't built that way. Or they are built that way, but the products we are using aren't enhancing this. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that cotton candy business is a bad thing. But why are we tight, curly and cottony textures aren't getting the same results as other girlfriends? If ingredients don't really matter and it's all about formulation, why are we struggling? Do cosmetic chemists also take our tight curly hair strands into account, or do they rely on sources that maybe say that this hair can stay clumped, or do they simply even care about us? What's your experience with curls going into cloudy moods? Let me know in the comments section. Maybe I am the only one experiencing this, but I don't think so. While I'm rinsing the conditioner out, now let's do a quick updated review. What are my thoughts about Innocent's Hydrating Cream Conditioner? After having it for 5 months now, since Black Friday sales in 2022, I think my hair doesn't need it as often, or doesn't really need it. The formulation is kind of too heavy for my hair, and I guess I need to try out other lighter Innocent conditioners. Now you may say, but isn't this the result of your deep conditioners? And I say no. The deep conditioners I'm using don't rinse off the same way as the Innocent's Hydrating Cream Conditioner. My deep conditioners contain more oils and butters, which are emollients, but less conditioning and moisturizing agents that stick to my hair strands. My hair also feels different and lighter after rinsing. So in this case, it's all about formulations here. Other than this, I totally love how this conditioner foams up on my hair with the aid of water. It provides great slip, and a little goes a long way. Now here's where most of us stop. The hair wash is done and it's time to style and dry your hair. But I usually add a last step to this hair wash, which only takes a few minutes because it's already prepared and I stay in the shower. So, what do? Haha, if you know me, you know I do clay rinse. Not with the aim to cleanse my hair here, but to take off extra coatings from the hair strands I don't need when I use conditioners. How do I make this type of clay mask? I usually mix a blend of different clay powders like Kaolin clay alone, or Kaolin clay mixed with Rasul clay, and different plant powders and Ayurvedic herbs, and stored away. When it's time for a wash day, I just take what I need and add glycerin, water, tiny amounts of apple cider vinegar, essential oils, oil blends, and sometimes coconut oils or butters, hibiscus tea or aloe vera juice or gel, and hydrolyzed proteins. So really the ingredient list is endless, the imagination is endless. I just add what I like and what I love for my hair. So you can see creations are endless, and of course I am the do-it-yourself girl. If you don't know, now you know. I'm playing around with making conditioners and gels and all sorts of things at home. If I feel comfortable enough and I'm satisfied with the results on my hair for a longer period of time, I will talk more about it. But here you can see this is a wash and go, a one product wash and go, and I did a do-it-yourself gel, and yes, this is day 1, so the next day after styling, and I'm pretty excited to document how this will go. Again, I am really intentional when it comes to my hair. I make sure to reach my entire hair strands, and I just love the way my hair instantly clumps with those clay kind of conditioners. Why can't we find conditioners that do this for us? So just a bottled conditioner that we squeeze out, or something in a jar that we take out with our hands and fingers, apply it on our hair, and we see instant clumping results. Why are we the only kind of hair type or curl type where we don't see this with conditioners? And if you wonder, yes, my mask is pH balanced, somewhere around 4, and I always use pH paper when I do a different formulation. If you remember, bentonite clay has a high pH when mixed with water alone and needs a higher amount of acidic liquids to get the pH right. But Rasool and Kaolin clay have a lower pH when mixed with water. Rasool clay has a pH of 7 when mixed with water only, which is interesting because ideally water alone has also a pH of 7, and that's why many also prefer using Rasool clay as a natural cleansing alternative to bentonite clay. Rasool clay is very popular in North Africa and is also sourced there. If you add a bit of, for example, apple cider vinegar to the Rasool clay water mix, you can lower the pH to make it even more skin and hair friendly. I've been also using this clay since 2015. If you don't know, just as the word shampoo, which means to knead or massage, comes from India, Rasool means to wash in Arabic, so it literally means cleansing clay. In German, we also call it Lava-Erde. Lava doesn't mean volcanic lava, but it comes from the Latin word lavare, which means to wash and cleanse. Rasool clay is originated from alteration of unstable volcanic rocks of the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. That's why it's also called red Moroccan clay, and it has been used for centuries. Even the ancient and wise Egyptians knew about its properties, which I find fascinating. I sometimes wonder why many ancient or traditional remedies are scientifically not studied enough if it's been used for such a long time. Same as bentonite clay, it carries negative charges and draws positive charged elements from the hair and the skin. What about Kaolin clay? I've only used it for about 1.5 years now on my hair, and I can say it has become my favorite clay powder. It has a pH around 4 to 4.5 when mixed with water, which make it the perfect skin and hair friendly clay that doesn't require complicated pH adjustment, which is why I only add super tiny amounts of acidic solutions to get the pH slightly more acidic. It's also found in many skin and hair care products for its cleansing and moisturizing properties. It doesn't swell and expand in volume like bentonite or Rasool clay. So if you compare to flour and starch, Kaolin clay is the starch of the clays and requires more if you want to make it as the main star in a hair mask. Now, where does this type of clay come from? It's originated in China and derived from the Gaoling Hills in Jiangxi province, which was a kaolin mining site. Maybe you've heard about it while buying porcelain or doing pottery. It's also called white clay and can be found in different other countries. It can also have a red or green tint depending on the mineral and plant content. It's produced by the weathering of hydrothermal alteration of minerals in silicate rocks called feldspars. That's why clay is not just clay. Some come from rocks and some come from volcanic ash. Every time I follow up with a clay mask and see my hair like this, I often doubt the conditioners I'm using even more. It seems like my hair is craving something else, a different formulation, maybe less of something I'm currently figuring out. I'm not dealing with a build-up issue. There's definitely more to this I can't truly pinpoint now. Sciencey Hair Blog made a post in September 2022 about why some hair strands cling together when wet but not when dry. I I find interesting that it's mentioned that some hair naturally doesn't cling together when wet, especially coily Afro textured cottony hair. I see it a bit different and believe our hair can clump naturally, but we are not introducing it to the formulations that could possibly bring out this potential. The link to a blog is in the description box. The post basically says if my hair doesn't cling together while wet and also not with conditioner in it, and it's also not a product buildup issue or hard water issue, it's best to introduce a bit grip to my hair with products containing ingredients like plant butters, modified starches, plant gums, and clays that will help the hair strands to cling better. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. I don't only want my hair to cling, but I want it to clump better when wet. So that's why I won't need to use a lot of styling products with hold to get my hair clumped. By now, many of us have used some sort of plant gum formulations like Santan gum for wash and goes. I use clay mask. Many here on YouTube use cornstarch or tapioca starch, also called cassava starch, to create styling or detangling gels. All of these ingredients have in common that they enhance the clumping effects in Afro textured hair. Now in the next video, I will show you how I style my hair with gels to keep my tight curls kind of frozen in place. Many describe this also as wash and go set, but I think it's very technical and a specific term created in the early English-speaking natural hair movements. Others simply say to define their natural curls. So, I hope you are having a good hair day. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!